Let's go across to defense expert General G. Bakshi, who's with us for more on this. General G. Bakshi, what is very interesting is the series of bilateral meetings that have been held. While Russia has supported India's position on reforming the UNSC, India indicating its concerns at the border, the LAC with China, at the same time holding talks with the United States. From what you've heard as far as the External Affairs Minister and his briefing is concerned, what are the key takeaways from today?
Look, the simple fact is that if there were overhyped expectations of India being able to perform a very significant role in trying to get the warring sides together on the matter of Ukraine, well, that was, I think, an unrealistic expectation, because the simple fact is that the battle is at such a stage that both the sides are preparing for a major counteroffensive. We will be perhaps much better placed in September to try and do a bridging role, to try and get Russia, Ukraine, NATO and the West together at that time when both sides are exhausted. And there is a kind of a sense that this war must end is sharpened. At the present time, the Russians have mobilized, they are training, they are planning a major counteroffensive. So are the Ukrainians very optimistic that they will get weapons from America and NATO and try and mount their local counteroffensive. So I think till there is a stasis on the battlefield and exhaustion on the battlefield, nothing major can be expected. So quite rightly, India put its emphasis on 95% of the other issues, which are of significant importance in terms of, the security, energy security, food security, fertilizer security, all of which affect not only the whole world and in specific the global south. They were trying to see how to revive multilateral organizations which have splintered as a result of this war. Multilateralism has really suffered a lot in this war. Global trust has broken down. Trust in the banking system has broken down because people have just seized the assets of other nations. So that global trust will take a long time restoring. We talked of natural calamities like those that have occurred in Turkey and Syria and how the world can help to counter them. We talked on global health issues, especially post-pandemic, and what we have learned from it. We talked of climate change, etc. So all the issues that affect economically and the issues that are of great salience to the global south, India has made a concerted bid. We may not have had a communique because of the divergence of opinion on the Ukraine crisis, but we have had an outcome document which is as good as it gets at this stage. Like I said, September, things may be better, because by then the major offensives would have taken place and have exhausted themselves. Both the sides would be nearing military exhaustion, and that is the right phase for any interlocutors, any people trying to aim for restoring peace and dialogue and tranquility. They could then play a much more meaningful part. Right now, it would be unrealistic to try and hope that India would be able to pull it off. What is of great consequence is that, you see these different frames on the screen right now. India with Antony Blinken, the foreign minister, with Sergei Lavrov, with his Chinese counterpart, with his British counterpart. So India has had, very comprehensive talks, one-on-one talks with the foreign ministers of key interlocutors, key countries of consequence to the world and to us in particular. Of note is the dialogue with China, which is the first time that the new Chinese foreign minister has spent 45 minutes discussing with his Indian counterpart, who has very candidly put forth our views that our relationship currently is abnormal.
All right.
And unless China takes steps, it will not be possible to...
General G. Bakshi, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us and sharing with us your perspective.